Happy New Year, and here we are in January on a fairly mild day in the winter, and this white snow can be very difficult to try to paint because of all the reflections, but there are some nice shadows and undulations in it. And even though if it feels somewhat flat, if there's any nuance of color in playing out in the reflections, then I'm going to try to heighten them and have an impressionistic painting and approach to this landscape here at Cypress Mountain. So in attempting to paint the snow with all of these impressionistic colors, like the French Impressionists, I hope to first build the shapes that are presenting themselves here first. So just a little bit of exaggeration here, outlining some of these undulations. And there's a big shadow here, this will all be shadow. And I'm going to be careful not to end in the middle here. So I'm just using a purple made of ultramarine blue and Alizarin, because I hope to put the highlights in a warm yellow, so that'll be a nice complement. Just like my scarf, it's nice to have complements playing out on each other, and where it's brighter I might put some warmer tones already in. But this is just the underpainting. I'm feeling the cool snow and breeze up against my face coming from Vancouver, which is right in front of me. I'm on a hill which you can't see. It's behind the tree line here. There's just some shapes here that are interesting to think about what I'll paint. Be careful of real points. I'll take that out. And I might change this a bit, but what I hope to really study is some of the highlights against these hills here, and support them with the darks of the background tree. So I'll start with that right now. I'll just put my paint into the deep green. It's got brown. I'm just gonna finger paint here, and so since there's some little kids there, maybe I'll get them in there right now playing. So I was deciding how the light's gonna play out on these, and keeping the white board first in the background, and then I'll add the warm lights right up against the figures here. So when the light hits the top parts here, it's quite warm. And I'd also like to put the highest contrast here right by that figure. They're like rocks. It's quite hard to get their shape. I'm squinting and just trying to get some forms here. For a quick sketch to try to heighten some of the shadows with actual strong pigment has been the fun part about this particular painting. And then to add the last nice little swoops of snow on top here is another thing I can really enjoy. And add that last little highlights over. And get some texture in there to lead up to those figures right here. Is being good to do, and enjoying this fresh air. I have to sit back from it for a while to see how it's playing out. I'm just trying to lead the eye up to the figures and see how that's worked out. I like some of this expressive brushwork here, but maybe I'll leave some areas that are a little softer. And some that have that brushwork. I'm not sure about that shape there, so I think it's too distracting, so I'll take it out. Looks like little twigs, that's fine. And I can play on that a bit. Still trying to lead up towards the figures, and there's these little textured things happening here, so I like that. It might be little twigs or something, so I'll just put them in. There'll be one here. Could be little grasses or something. But if they're too distracting, then that could be a problem too. So it's a matter of deciding whether that's something I like in there or not. I'll have to think about that. I think they warm up school painting a bit, so I guess I could put some here. Little suggestions. So the last little highlights here right by the figures. And hopefully your eye gets led up there. Put another little suggestion here. And be thankful for this sunshine today and being out here in the fresh air and appreciating the reflections in the snow. Enjoy the experience of being able to paint something that I love being in, and these natural settings are always so inspiring to bring about and appreciate. A little underpainting like I did in the last painting with a little bit of pink, just to sort of add a difference to the water and lay that in as a background color. So I'll just put that in here. It's quite strong.